If you're sharp, boredom doesn't feel small. It feels like something's wrong with you. The obvious assumption is that smart minds get bored less. More going on up there, you should be the last person staring at a wall feeling empty. Except, that's backwards. You're not bored because your mind is empty. You're bored because nothing around you is big enough to fill it. Here are 4 signs that your boredom was never ordinary. It was always a symptom of exactly how your mind is built. Sign number 1. You generate your own stimulation. You're at the DMV. Phone's dead, no charger, 40 minutes minimum before your number gets called, and the chairs are bolted to the floor facing a blank wall. Most people would call that hell. You're already 3 moves deep into a thought experiment, replaying a conversation from last week and finding the exact sentence you should have said instead. Sit most people in that empty waiting room with no phone, and they need the room itself to entertain them. Sit you in that same room, and your mind starts building something on its own. A memory to dissect, a problem to chew on. Psychologists call this need for cognition. How much your mind craves effortful thinking, the way some people crave sugar or company. The sharper your mind, the more it manufactures its own occupation from nothing. This isn't a skill you learned. It's the mechanism running underneath everything you do. You were never bad at being entertained. You were just built to need more than entertainment. Sign number 2. Ordinary life doesn't register. The office is doing a birthday round. Cake in the break room, someone's playlist on a speaker, a card everyone signed. Colleagues are genuinely enjoying themselves. You're standing there holding a paper plate, and some part of you is already gone. Not upset, not bored in the obvious sense, just quietly waiting for this to be over so you can get back to literally anything with more depth than this. Researchers describe boredom as an internal alarm, a signal that fires the moment your mind drifts outside its optimal zone of challenge. That zone isn't the same size for every mind. A mind that processes faster, that sees 4 extra layers underneath the same conversation everyone else finds satisfying. That mind's window sits higher up the entire scale. What comfortably fills somebody else's zone doesn't even register as entering yours. The small talk that fully occupies the person next to you barely grazes the outer edge of what your mind needs to feel engaged. You're not malfunctioning when ordinary life fails to fill you up. You're operating exactly the way you were built to operate, with a higher minimum requirement than most rooms were ever designed to supply. Your bar was never broken. It was just set somewhere most of the world doesn't reach. Sign number 3. Scrolling never actually fixes it. It's 11 p.m. You're lying in bed, phone tilted above your face, thumb moving before your brain even decides to move it. Nothing on the screen is interesting. You know this. You keep scrolling anyway. You open the phone. For a few seconds, there's relief, except it was never filling the hunger. It was giving your restless attention somewhere temporary to land before it slides off and starts scanning again. When scientists measure what's happening in the body during boredom, they find something specific. Heart rate climbs. The nervous system stays lit up, agitated, scanning for relief it can't find. It looks less like rest, and more like hunger, pacing the floor of a locked kitchen. You're not weak for reaching for your phone in that state. You're doing exactly what any hungry organism does when something resembling food appears in front of it. The problem is the food is empty calories, served to a mind built to need a real meal. Relief and satisfaction are not the same thing. Your phone only ever gives you one of them. Sign number 4, and the darkest one. You can feel hollow in a full room. Dinner with people who genuinely love you. Good food, real laughter, someone telling a story you've heard before, but everyone's enjoying it again. You're smiling in the right places, and underneath it, without warning, that exact hollow distance settles in. The same one you'd feel completely alone in the dark, except right now, you're surrounded. Schopenhauer identified this as the cruelest version of the mechanism. Life, he wrote, swings like a pendulum between pain and boredom. And this is the moment the pendulum stalls completely, caught between the 2 poles with nowhere left to land. Your mind still generates the pull. It still produces that restless hunger on schedule. But there's no object left anywhere that can absorb it. If you've ever sat in a room full of people who love you, doing something you're supposed to enjoy, and felt that exact hollow distance settle in anyway. That was never a personal failure. That was the price tag stitched into the kind of mind you happen to have. This isn't new. This ache has been described for 2 centuries, in different costumes, different languages, all pointing at the same diagnosis. Kierkegaard wrote about a man who chases conquest after conquest because the chasing is the only part that ever felt alive to him. The having never does. Dostoevsky gave the world a narrator so painfully over-aware of his own mind that ordinary human connection started to feel like a language he used to speak fluently and had somehow forgotten. Nietzsche warned about a figure he called the last man. Comfortable, safe, who made a quiet peace with wanting nothing at all, because wanting had hurt too many times before. Camus gave us a man who watches his own life happen from a slight distance, unmoved because nothing directly in front of him reaches deep enough to actually move him. Different centuries, same mind, capable of more, stranded inside a world consistently offering less. If history's sharpest minds felt this exact hollow distance, you were never broken. You were standing where they already stood. None of this means something is wrong with you. It means the room was never built to the size of your mind. The fix was never to lower the bar. It's real art that demands your full attention, real thinking that no algorithm pre-chewed for you, long engagement with something that can't be finished in a single scroll. Not because it makes the hunger disappear, it doesn't, but because it's heavy enough to actually meet the size of what's chasing you. If you recognized yourself in more than one of these signs, you're not broken. You're just the kind of mind that needs more from a life that was built for less. This channel exists for exactly that kind of person. If that's you, subscribe. If it isn't, that's fine too.